How's everybody doing this evening? You good? Let's get some more energy. How's everybody doing this evening? Are you good? Exactly. Well, welcome to the Future of Amapiano conversation. This is brought to you by Kings of Amapiano, Pi Radio, and of course, I believe it's the Rap Academy. A round of applause for everybody that brought this together, man. So, we don't have any house rules. I haven't been given any house rules, so if we hear any alarms, fire, whatever it is, we run. So hopefully we wouldn't have anything like that today. My name is Adesope Olajide. Some people call me ShopsyDoo. Some people call me the Energy God. Simple introduction will be that I'm a host, broadcaster, podcaster, and an ambassador for Afro-pop culture. It's an honor to be here with Pi Radio in Manchester again. Fun fact, Pi Radio in Manchester was actually my first major experience of Amapiano during the pandemic. So this Manchester knows something. They know how to push a genre. They know how to identify a genre, and the people know how to party. So don't be fooled by everybody keeping quiet here. These people are party animals. Trust me. So without further ado, let me introduce my guests. I'm blessed to have right next to me the lovely from South Africa. Please give it up for the only lady on this panel, Zee. A round of applause, please. Right next to her is DJ Biza. Yeah? A round of applause, please. And we have to give that hat deserves the second round of applause too. And after that, we've got the Dynamo duo, Shakes and Les, please. A round of applause. DJ, producers, everything. And at the end, I choose to call him the money man. That's a manager, a talent spotter, someone who guides superstars and very, very immersed in the culture. Please give a round of applause to Zeus. There's no way a host or somebody introducing you can do justice to who you are. So I'd like to open the floor. To start with the lady, please a short introduction about yourself to the people.
Okay. My name is Zee Nxumalo. I'm a singer, songwriter, basically musician all the way from South Africa, and I'm representing Amapiano and Rap Academy as a whole.
Good. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. How y'all doing? My name is Zee Nxumalo, known as DJ Biza, all the way from South Africa. I'm an artist, producer, international DJ.
Talk that talk.
From Rap Academy, shout out.
Hi everyone, my name is Nxumalo, also known as Les from Shakes and Les. I'm a DJ, producer, pianist, drummer, guitarist, you name it, from Rap Academy, yeah.
Hello guys, my name is Kamorelo Shakwani, also known as Shakes from Shakes and Les. I'm a musician, producer, drama, part-time comedian. Yeah. I'm joking.
So basically, you're the humble one in Shakes and Les. That's what you're saying. You're the humble one.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Mzuki Sisi Undla, one of the co-founders of Creative Corner and Rap Academy, talent scout, advertising strategist. Just a play in the game, big fan of music, and we're here to push the genre and the culture here. That's what's up.
A round of applause. So the conversation is in the topic, the future of Amapiano. I think it's only right that we kind of not only just break down what Amapiano is. I know everybody here already knows what Amapiano is. The simple definition that you can find on Google says Amapiano is a subgenre of kwaito, subgenre of deep house, gum, jazz, soul. It has everything in it. But the most important part for me is that a genre born out of South Africa. So who would like to take the microphone and give us a little, just description, personal description to you of what Amapiano is?
I'll start. Amapiano is culture. Amapiano is a lifestyle. It is something that represents South Africa entirely through sound and sonics. If you want to know what's happening to South Africa, what South Africa is all about, listen to Amapiano, you'll get it. So yeah, that's what Amapiano is. It is culture, it is a lifestyle. And it's so crazy how it's become popular throughout like the 3-4 years, but it's been in South Africa for a minute. And I think it was only identified as a sound like probably like a decade ago, but it's been around for a very long time. So it is a sonic of what the culture is back home. So yeah, that's what it is, I think.
Thank you very much for that. I'd like to go to the producers here. So whichever shakes, Les, Biza. Let's talk about the sound in itself, creating an Amapiano song. What is that experience like? What are you trying to take from? What sounds are you looking at to create an Amapiano song?
Okay, well, for me, like, it's a feeling. Like, depends on how I feel. Like, Shakes and Les are versatile producers, so we produce, like, soulful piano, hard piano, the strata, you see, like, the moving piano. So, like, for me, it depends on the feeling. Sometimes when, like, I'm feeling sad, like, that's when I, like, lay down the chords and everything, like, put down, like, sounds that maybe like resonate with R&B, like slow music. Then like take maybe songs from there and put it like on my piano and try to make like a soulful song or a sad song. And sometimes maybe when I feel drunk or happy, that's when maybe like you have the vibe and you in your head like you know what's going on. Maybe like in the party. So that's when like you produce like your hard music. The music that makes noise, you see, like the funk, and all of that. Yeah, for me, it's a feeling.
Do you want to add to that?
I think Les explained enough, because that's actually how it is as a producer when you produce piano. It's feeling, you just produce according how you feel. But most of the inspiration I get is from like the neo soul and jazz as well. But yeah, I think Liz explained enough. But yeah.
So I want to go to Zee next, and this is very interesting because I was in Paris, excuse me, at the weekend, and I was speaking to some of the big artists there, and they were intrigued at how successfully some of the Nigerian or Ghanaian artists have been able to ride the Amapiano beats. Some of the big stars in France have tried Amapiano, but for some reason, they feel like it's not sticking. Now, for a singer, how was it because the soulful voices we hear on Amapiano it's almost like you're listening to an R&B record with the hard beats. So was that difficult for a vocalist at the beginning, or was it just natural because you're South African?
I think I'm going to explain what they've already been explaining. I mean, first and foremost, Zeus did explain that it's a culture more than anything. So I think that's where the culture comes in, because obviously you're able to model what you used to. For example, I grew up in South Africa. I know what henke is. Do you understand? So it's easy for me to talk about henke or to even write the log drum, because it's something that I grew up with. Because also it's, it has elements of kwaito. So that means there's a historical background of Ikwaito. So then it becomes easier for me to know you to ride the wave. And most importantly, what Les has been highlighting throughout this, so far interview is that it's a feeling more than anything, you understand? So it's a feeling that comes very organic, which is why I think we'll forever be, you pity Africa. African? I'm joking. But yeah, we'll forever, be the forefronters of Amapiano because it's something
It's part of you.
It's within the DNA.
Yeah. And just to add on to that, it's like, because the genre has like some jazz elements and soul and whatever the case is, when I also backtrack and listen to like Fela and I listen to like a lot of like Nigerian artists and Ghanaian artists, why it's easier for them to like adapt or be like palatable to the sound is based on the fact that African music kind of almost has like same
Foundation
BPMs and pockets and foundation. So it becomes a lot easier for other African artists just to ride the wave too, because they're doing it exceptionally well. So yeah, that's why it's easier for other Africans to hop onto it, because the sounds are very similar, the foundation is the same. And I guess the rest of Europe and America will eventually catch on too.
So growing up in Nigeria, the first major music channel that we saw that was like HD quality was Channel O. And that was super HD. If you're Nigerian, we have problems with quality when it comes to television. We see in waves, but HD quality was Channel O. And then it was at the peak of Kwaito in the 90s. And there was one thing that instantly caught everybody was the dance moves, right? Kwaito had the sickest dancers in the world. Obviously, now fast forward to Amapiano, it's like the dance has now come full circle again, where you're listening to the music, the lock drums are crazy, the vocals are incredible, but the dance is on a different world. How important is the dance steps to the success of Amapiano?
I think how important is dance? It's very, very important. I actually low-key feel like it's propelled the genre the most. Because it's so interesting, it's so vibey, it's so dope. Like, you just want to try, even though you know nothing about dancing. That's what I've noticed, number one. And when I look at the history of music as a whole, when I even look at how rapid hip hop used to grow, I used to see Soulja Boy dancing, and how those dance moves led the genre at that time and made it viral back then. The same rollout is kind of happening with Amapiano right now. But yeah, it's consistently growing, it's dope, it's something that any other country can't emulate because it's also frequently changing so much. There's so many dance moves to it, and when people collectively try to do it, it gives the South African feeling. So yeah, it's propelled the genre, it's made everybody feel like they're in SA, even if they're in Germany or UK or Birmingham, so I think it's been dope, yeah.
Yeah, also to add on to that, remember Amapiano is mostly isiZulu, Tswana, and those are South African languages, of which is someone from Paris wouldn't understand what it is, but through the dance moves, people are able to kind of relate and have the same vision when it comes to the songs, because also people are visual. Sometimes they might not hear what I'm saying in the song, but they can see that I'm doing this. So it's easier for everyone to do that, and then it just becomes relatable to everyone. So the dance moves have contributed a lot. Shout out to the dancers, and everyone.
Please, a round of applause to the dancers, man. Let's give them their flowers. We talk about this within the Afrobeats community as well. A lot of the dancers don't get the credit that they deserve for the work and the effort that they put in. So it's great to see that with the Amapiano crew, they're getting it right off the back. Now, a question I always wanted to ask, is a lot of the Amapiano songs, 6-7 minutes, he's running and running. You know what I mean? Like, boom, boom, boom. We're going and we're going. If you look at recently, especially over the last 4 or 5 years, songs have gone the opposite direction. It's been shorter, 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes. The attention span for fans and, music lovers have gone a lot shorter. But with Amapiano, you guys are going the other way around, and people still bumping. Why is that? First of all, why are the songs that long to the producers? And second of all, do you think about maybe shortening it, or are you scared that the length might affect the success?
Nah, I think it's a way of collaborating also, I believe. Yeah, especially space for vocalists. And what could I say?
You know, I'd like to back to like. I
The
think we have.
umbu shakes and less.
Yeah, I think we have. We might not agree on the same thing because I mean, for the producers, it's their time to show off. But as a vocalist, like, how can you sing for 9 minutes? You understand?
Tell them, Z.
Yeah, but I would agree with the producers because, you know, you listen to a Funk 99, there's the first part of it, it's dope. It keeps on going up and climaxing. You understand? So I think maybe it's an opportunity for them to shine and to show off. But as a vocalist, yeah, it's too much.
But okay, as producers, it's basically like we telling a story. The song must have a meaning. Like, so that 7 minutes, yes, you must tell the story until the song gets to its peak. But as of now, I've changed. Like, my songs are a bit shorter now, like 4 or 5 minutes, because I feel like the game has changed a lot and we can't be listening to one song for like 5 hours, you know, so.
That's why your chain is the one shining on this stage, bro. I see you.
But also, to add on what everyone is saying, I think it depends on if the song maybe is instrumental or it is a vocalist. Like, recently, songs that have like vocalists, like maybe like catchy choruses and stuff, they tend to make them shorter now, you see. So, but in terms of maybe when it comes to instrumental songs, like that's a chance where you get to like
show
off and like try different sounds, different elements. You know, for instance, like Kevin Momo can produce a song for like 15 minutes. There's a song and like it's where he's showing off his skills. Like that's what I can say. That's all I can say.
Wow, 15 minutes. That's it's taking us throwback. But yeah, I always wanted to ask that. Now, since the pandemic, like you said, 3 or 4 years ago, Amapiano has gone from, you know, just parties and little venues to now huge stages, you know. We've got a representation of piano people in here. Big shout outs to Penny. We've got the Kings of Amapiano here. We've got, you know, these are massive stages where now people are coming out in thousands to enjoy Amapiano, you know, the big collaborations. Here's going forward. Whoever wants to answer this, where do you see Amapiano going next? And what needs to happen for it to go there?
Amapiano is only going to grow. Like,
you can. The loudest claps are those that are making the money from Amapiano. You see the way they clap it?
Bro, I'm assessing how the globe has consumed. Like, I've had the privilege to go around the whole world to see what Amapiano is doing. And Amapiano is changing not only the South African economy, but the whole world. Like, girls and guys are eating off the genre. Like
talk that talk.
Like, it is changing so many lives, bro. Like, so many lives. And I don't think the people that are pushing the genre right now want it to stop anytime soon. So there's that agenda, number one. And then number two, sonically, bro, Amapiano is something that people have been longing for a very, very, very long time. Like, if I had to play you like the full scope of what Amapiano is now, from Skicha, Dust, to Soulful, to Private, to like there's so many layers
So
to
many
it.
genres
So
within
many
that.
genres within that genre, bro. It's like you'll find full jazz hits in Amapiano. You'll find tech in Amapiano. You'll find even like what Skrillex is making, what Pegagu is making, what Diplo is making. You know what I mean? And I strongly believe that everybody that's involved in every single country and continent, from the producers to the promoters to the PR people, they wanted to grow even more because it's doing a lot in the SA, like not even only SA but globally as a whole. So it's only gonna grow, bro. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Everybody's happy about it. So it's yeah, it's really dope.
To the producers, before I come to Z, he mentioned, Skrillex, Diplo. Now, those are big fishes. Do you have concerns when the big fishes jump in the pool and start to dominate the culture? What are your thoughts about that?
I think it would be a good thing because that's growth. They have different audience, we have different audience. So if the audience unites in one genre, it makes the genre stronger and bigger. So yeah, plus with the sounds, it will be well infused and new, like create more sub-genres under my piano. So yeah, just getting bigger and better, I believe. So yeah.
A round of applause to that answer. It's a trick question, but you answered it perfectly. So I'm going to, you took the mic from him, so do you want to add to it?
No.
So, one of initially my concerns were ambassadors and faces. For every genre that's become successful, one of the ways to own that genre is that the ambassadors, those that have created this and produced it to the world, have to get ahead of the success. The interviews, the public showcasing. For a lot of the Amapiano superstars, we haven't had that. Why? Can you turn the mic?
Is it on yet? It needs to happen.
You said something. I want you to say it on the mic. You said something, bro. I need that on the microphone.
South Africans just love staying at home. Like, it's a good and a bad thing. Good because it's that much of a dope country, but bad because you're not exposing the world to how dope South Africa is. It needs to happen more, hence we're here on this table right now, trying to be one of the guys that are in the forefront of pushing and speaking about the genre. And slowly but surely, as the guys develop, we'll have more people in the forefront speaking about it the way we need to. But it's been a big problem. I know the guys in the head don't want to do interviews and come outside. But it's gradually happening, and you'll see more of this as time goes along. Yeah.
Zee, did you want to add to that?
No, he said everything.
I think that's very important, and I've always said, I've sat down with Maporisa, like, is the biggest thing is the ambassadors. You have to go and speak to the people. You have to put your faces in front of it. If you don't, other people take the credit, and you get pissed off. So go out there. Nobody cares about, how you sound or whatever. We're all Africans. So we are supposed, this is not our language. English ain't my language. So I'm just trying, so let's do that. Now, Z, Amapiano also's done something incredible where there's been a lot of strong females at the front of the country. You need a round of applause for that, please. I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if it was just part of the South African culture where the women just grabbed the steering wheel and just took off with it. For a young lady like yourself, what is it like being a part of the Amapiano culture and also seeing some of the leading faces being women?
I think it's only been inspirational. The biggest shout outs to Devin, Gogo, Uncle Waffles, Kamum, Pela. The list goes on and on and on and on. Do you understand? So it gets inspirational, and I'm hoping that there is someone who, will follow the lead the same way I chose to. Because, being a female in the industry is not easy. I mean, already, pushing a genre that is fairly new is not easy on its own. Now, you can only imagine how much more it is very fearful when you're a female. Because, you're not only overlooked because you're from Africa, but you're overlooked because you're a female as well. You understand? So the biggest shout out to them. And I think it's only getting bigger and better. Maybe they'll be the queens of Amapiano producing. We need more female producers. The biggest shout out to Success as well. You understand?
Talk that talk.
Yeah.
Talk that talk. I know we're gonna take some questions from people, so please get your questions ready, and you can shoot this way. I wanted to speak about the stages. You mentioned Kings of Amapiano. I talked about Piano People. These are always the way for genres to even go bigger. Now, how am I going to put this? Where do we need more of those type of stages to take Amapiano to the world? Like, do you have specific areas where you think it'll be great to have festivals here, it's going to help us open up even more, or something like that?
Can I start?
Yes, please.
I think the best place is South Africa right now. So we need more Afro nations in South Africa. Obviously, for the economic market, we need the rent to, grow because it's tough here. You understand? Yeah, so personally, I think it would be doper, Miss Penny, to bring an Afro nation to South Africa as well. You understand? Also for the authenticity, man. You understand? Because, that's where it comes from. Yeah, that's all.
That's an amazing answer. I don't know if you agree. That's an amazing answer, because even with Afro beats, I think currently the conversation now is the infrastructure back home is suffering because of the success internationally. So a lot of the artists are making the money outside. That means they're having to take their talents outside, go on the road for 12 months, then come back home in December just to have fun and do a few concerts here and there. But the local people that gave the energy, that gave the initial fan base, the culture and the source, they're being left out in enjoying what the success of Afrobeats is. And now the conversation is we have to go back home. Hence why I think it was about 2 weeks ago, Rema had the biggest concert in his hometown in a stadium in Benin City ever in Nigeria. That's the first time. And that's because of what you're saying, where they need to go back home, feel the culture, and get it done there.
I fully agree with that. I actually wanted to say that too. So big ups to Zee, you tapped in. So yeah, we need more shows back home. It's important for them to be curated, but more especially like everybody that's in Europe or in America to actually experience it back home. Like, Amapiano is such a beautiful genre, and obviously after experiencing how it feels everywhere else, what a dope experience. But it would be so dope to see all the Europeans coming down to South Africa to see it for exactly what it is as well, you know what I mean? So that would be taking the genre forward. And number two, I think might be the most important thing that needs to be, like, we need to be proactive in right now is the collaborations. Like, that will take the genre to the very, very next level. Because, yeah, cool, South Africans like to collaborate, but they're all collaborating amongst each other. So we need to see an Ashake doing something with Kabza. We need to see Drake and Waffles. We need to see Momo and Skrillex. Like, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. So, yeah, we're going to be proactive with that stuff, after these tours keep happening and the genre keeps growing. We'll invite more people back home, do the festivals, do the collaborations, and then the genre can keep progressing.
Absolutely. A round of applause to that. Collaboration is always incredible. Now, pun intended, Rap Academy. Okay? First of all, why Rap Academy? And second, well, when you answer that question, then I'm going to throw the second one at you. So Rap Academy, but you're here eating Amapiano money. So talk us through that, please.
Yo, look at all the artists on stage. This is hip hop in its own, you know what I mean? As much as these are South African artists, fully dope, representing the genre for what it is and being true to South Africans. When you look at the group here, this lady's beanie, the eyes, this boy in his Fendi shades and the beanie and the eyes, like, this is hip hop, this is rap. So,
Just go check.
okay, check. My bad. I've always been a big fan of hip hop. Choppa is actually a hip hop producer. When Rap Academy started off, probably like 10 years ago, people think it only came like now. We were producing hip hop, and Choppa produced for Custard Sage, for Ricky Rick, for AKA. A lot of the big playlisters, well, A-listers in South Africa that were doing hip hop. And as it progressed and grew, we started taking in more artists. Amapiano became a very fruitful genre, and the guys are running with it. And I didn't want to change the name because the movement is hip hop. How the guys are managed is hip hop. I'll use Death Row now, and I'll use like Ish. I used to call myself like Bad Boys 8, but
Is it? So were you hanging people out the bad boy?
no man. Hey,
Listen, man, we don't want to be talking no baby
no,
horns
man,
here,
listen,
man.
man. But yeah, the movement was always hip hop. We were inspired by the Americans in terms of a genre. The guys were making hip hop at the crib. I was a big fan of Puff at the time.
Two things can be right. I was
Yeah,
a fan
you know what I
too.
mean? So
Two
yeah,
things
Rap
can be right.
Academy just represents everything that I thought the game would be. And just blessed to be able to actually showcase the genre globally using the name I just founded back when we were still doing like hip hop and stuff. So yeah.
So second question is this. You mentioned a couple names there and people just sat down looking. To me, those are the names. You're talking AKA, you know, you're talking Ricky Rick, you're talking Casper. You're mentioning great names. Hip hop from South Africa, for me, was leading hip hop in Africa for at least 10 years. Like crazy. It was unbelievable domination. And these superstars became humongous. And the pandemic hit, a couple dancers showed on Instagram, a couple beautiful ladies singing, a couple crazy producers made some massive hits, and it looks like hip-hop dropped the pecking order in South Africa now. How was that change where Amapiano has now become the #1 genre in South Africa? How has that change been, and what's happening to hip-hop now because of the success of Amapiano?
I actually don't think hip hop really fell off. When I look at like AKA's last RIP AKA, his last project did exceptionally well. Maybe that his passing may have contributed towards the success of the record, but it did exceptionally well. And when you, as we speak, as of right now, the top 3 projects in South Africa are actually hip hop. Funny enough. It's Usma Mane, it's a Future project, I think, and then it's number 3 is Aries, number 4 is a kid called Lotto Nova Pounds. The success of Amapiano has only grown the genre of hip hop, I think, based on the fact that the guys are less lazy. Amapiano only took over in South Africa because the hip hop guys were just laying back when all the piano guys want to go play. Every venue, every genre, everybody's always strapped up with their USB sticks. Even me as a manager, I've probably got like 12 USBs on me right now.
Ready to go at any time.
Ready to go right now as a manager, all right? So Amapiano only took over because all the artists were ready. Always amped, always ready to play. Penny can tell me maybe 10 stories of there's times of, oh shit, this person bailed on me. Do you have a DJ? There's always been a DJ ready. Based off the fact that that's the culture of Amapiano. Everybody's ready to play. So that's the only reason why Amapiano took off the way it did. They were ready with guns blazing when hip-hop artists weren't. But it's still a genre that's being consumed, enjoyed, and if the key players always have a USB ready, the genre can also chase as much as Amapiano is chasing right now, I think. So yeah.
A round of applause to that. That's amazing. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
We've seen that happen. Well, I want to open the floor to people to ask questions of these incredible talents here. I've asked the questions that I wanted answers for, and I have to appreciate you guys for not only being honest, open, and even receptive to this type of conversation. Like I said, I'm an Afro pop culture ambassador. I support everything African. I want everybody to win. And this is a path for you guys to lead, to win, to make money, to take this genre to the next level. And I appreciate you for taking this time out to speak to me. Please, a round of applause.
Shout out, bro.
So, if you want to ask a question, you could please just raise your hand. We'll pass a microphone to you. We'll go with the lady first.
One, two, wait, hold tight. Man's already got a mic. I've already got a mic.
Who's that? How did you get a mic?
Rapid.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, teleportation. Tunde, I'm also in music industries and have been following the scene since lockdown as well. So it's obviously been a blessing and a pleasure for you lot to bless the world in this way with such beautiful sounds. I'm of Nigerian descent, diaspora, and it's been interesting for me to see how the Nigerians have co-opted the sound, so much so that they've almost like, in some regards, taken over. I wanted to know, you talked about collaboration, you talked about people like Diplo, Skrillex. I want to know on the ground how South Africans truly feel about you know what I mean, Nigerians co-opting, you know, this sound and maybe taking it to international markets, like, even if it is beneficial. I want to know what you lot were really saying on the ground when it really took off in that way. Let's be honest.
Should I answer? Yo, when Vocalistic dropped his Star and it went #1 in Nigeria, we rejoiced so much as a nation. When Davido hopped on it and we saw his life change completely. This guy was gigging all over like PE, Rustenburg, Cape Town. That was dope, all over South Africa. Now we're seeing this guy in Europe, he's in Paris, he's in Amsterdam, he's in like Rotterdam, like things we've never seen before. We were like, what? So this is what happens when collaboration happens? What else can happen? Then you're seeing Musa, you're seeing Waffles, you're seeing Rap Academy. Nigerians collaborating with Amapiano has created this wave as well. And us being in the forefront right now, understanding that impact, can only rejoice and celebrate. When you research Amapiano, it tells you it's from South Africa. So even if Ashake can drop a record saying Amapiano, when he dance moves in the video, you see, oh, these are cool dance moves. When you research where they're from, you're seeing the South African culture. It's only done nothing but change our economy. And to be completely real with you, bro, even if like you can have 10,000 like Afro, like Nigerian artists eating from a piano in Europe, bro, we at SNK, we at Piano Hub, we at Njalos, bro, enjoying ourselves, partying Monday to Monday, bro. Like, we're not worried about who's doing it outside, bro. But what it's doing for the genre inside is only good, bro. So for me, it's like, yeah, cool. There's always like tweets that will like be negative or like sound funny and like, oh, these guys are taking the genre, they're taking the woman, But bro, people are only happy. Like, and it's only getting worse. Like, the more Nigerians make it, it's better. Because the Nigerians are balling out in South Africa is good. Like, we can only rejoice.
It's my last conversation with AKA was during the pandemic. And that was when Vocalistic just traveled to Nigeria. So the remix with Davido hadn't come out. So it was the original version. He just went to Nigeria, and AKA was telling me that just to wake up and see Vocalistic in Lagos promoting the song, promoting Amapiano, to him at that time was like one of the biggest wins, because before Vocalistic went to Nigeria, the last people that touched Nigeria to promote any type of thing from South Africa was AKA and Casper. So for him to now sit back in 2020 and see just this new young guy drop a new record, is in Lagos, hanging out with David or hanging out with, off of a record that blew up from South Africa, AKA was saying, this was amazing to me. And I think, you know, you touched on something there, which is the origins will never change. You know, people question us all the time. Like, oh, now you've got people like Drake and whatever want to do Afro beats, Beyonce doing Afro. When Beyonce dropped the Afro beats album, people were like, oh, what's this? She's gonna, bro, this is the biggest platform in the world saying I'm making an Afro beats album. When she made a country album, was she a country artist? No, she made a country album. Gave them that spotlight. Now, for the first time in maybe a whole year or a couple of years, a country song became #1 in America. Guess what? Because he collaborated with Beyonce before he had his #1 record. So just because of that platform, the genre was able to touch other people. So I completely agree. Collaboration is the way, and the way you're looking at it is the way we need to teach other people to understand that regardless of who's running or whatever, everybody still wants to go to Durban. We still want to go to South Africa. We want to go Joburg. We want to go and hear the sounds there. So the lady here, I think you had your hand up. Can we pass the mic to this lady? Thank you.
Michael.
Sanibonani, Dumelang. Hi, everybody. I have a question for everyone. Like, Biza, you weren't talking, so everybody. And Zeus, what can we expect from Rap Academy? And what can we expect from Shakes and Les, Biza, and Zee Nxumalo in the next coming days or months or weeks from you guys?
Should I answer?
But you have to talk about, if you're going to answer, you have to point to each person and say from X, Y, Z. So over to you guys.
From us, it's new music coming this week. We're gonna drop a single. That's gonna lead into an album, visualizer, more music. We have a project, the Fire One, coming for December, for the dance guys, for the dancers, like for the strata, for the groove, you know, for the night. So yeah, more music, more collaborations. Yeah, more music.
Yeah, guys, more music, obviously. More music. We just dropped Funk 99 music video. Just reached 1 million views now.
Round of applause.
Yeah. So, new music. We're dropping a single with Tunzi called Booyah. We're dropping it this week. And then in the following month, I think we'll drop the album. Then, yeah, and also we want to create our own events now. So, yeah.
You want to earn the money direct now.
We want to eat, my brother.
Biza?
More music.
So hip-hop. He is so hip-hop. It's like, he finds it difficult to be something else.
Academy now.
Z?
Yeah, but sorry. But yeah, anyways, I'm thinking of working on a project. So if my fans and everyone who's supporting me can give me like a few months, I'm gonna bring something fire, success, more music, and maybe anytime soon I might plan on dropping like a single. So yeah.
Okay, from my side, I think I'm hoping that this international tour opens more international doors from my side, because it's not easy, man. And yeah, it's my first time, obviously, making a debut to, the international stages. So I'm just only hoping that, it opens more international doors and more international opportunities. And Afro Nation Portugal. Yeah, and more music, basically.
A round of applause. They say there's something I found out recently. They said closed mouths don't get fed. And you take opportunities. Yes, this exposure will open international doors. That's number one. And number two, yes, Afro Nation. You know what I mean? We don't want to put no pressure on you, but
The whole academy now.
so this. Any other question? Oh, there's a lady at the back there. Where? Can you pass the microphone to her? All right, please.
Okay. So you previously touched on collaboration, and I think it's also an amazing opportunity for others. But I also think when you talk on like culture and preservation of culture, I'm South African, and you see like a bit of a disconnect in the international stages and parties and stuff. How do you like preserve that culture, but in those international spaces when you have like such a big impact?
Love that.
Please repeat the question, Mama.
Please make it simpler.
So how do you preserve culture in international spaces when you have such a big impact, but it sometimes can be disconnected? So you go to a party in SA, and you go to a party in Manchester, sometimes you can see it's not directly in line. Not in Manchester. Let's say Birmingham. You know what, London, that's one thing I've seen multiple times, and it's sometimes a bit, it's kind of, you
Yeah.
struggle to see
It's
that,
like-
and you're like,
I think, number one, baby steps. Right now, we in Manchester talking about like a South African genre. Like, this is one of those steps to like, how do I say this in English? To eradicate the authenticness, if I can answer the question that way. The more shows we do, the more people we involve, the more mixes and events curated involving more South Africans will fix that. And it's one step at a time, like day by day. Like right now, more Africans are on stage. We're speaking about the genre. We finding solutions, discussing the issue, and fixing that. So yeah, maybe not in Manchester, but as it grows, as it progresses, more tours will happen for more artists. EQ was here, Limek was here, we're here right now. And the more the guys are here, the more the people will understand what it really is and what needs to happen to get it to as close to South Africa as possible. That's what I think.
Exactly what he said. I just wanted to add to that. More South Africans from South Africa who are creating this culture need to come over, need to travel into Europe. Because when you come from South Africa, it's impossible not to travel with the culture. You know, when you're in the room and you're authentically from that sound and that culture, it exudes, it comes from you. When you look at, you know, the likes of Kabza or Maporisa, for example, when you see him in a room, I don't care if he's surrounded by 300 people from Europe, his energy is where everybody's looking at. And that alone can pass into people, but you need a lot more people to get up and come. And one other advice that I would like to throw on the table just to leverage off of that is that a lot of like the Nigerian artists coming into Europe became the norm. They don't wait for phone calls. They don't wait for the booking shows. They don't wait for Kings of Amapiano. They come to town because they know this is how I'm going to promote and this is where we're going to leverage to the next level. Because nowadays, having to bring you from South Africa costs so much.
It's a hard bill, my friend.
Gosh. So you're not going to get the local promoters that are just doing 200, 300 capacity rooms anymore. Because your flight tickets alone is exactly what they're going to make from the room. So you also have to take a leap. I just went to a show in Barcelona that Young John came for. He flew himself into England. So the promoter in Barcelona can buy his ticket into Spain at 200 euros. He felt that that market was important. So he paid £1,000, whatever, to get into London. So we're going to need a lot more guys with that type of mentality to help preserve the culture and show up and start to come forward. Or else, you know, it'll be difficult to get people over.
And the process will take a lot longer. So trust me, we'll be flying in more. You'll see. We are coming in numbers.
I think there's a lady at the back there. Yes, that lady. Oh, someone's got the mic.
Hello.
All right, after the gentleman, then we pass it to the lady.
We all want to ask questions. Zeus, you're very smooth. I think you should be our manager. You can smooth every question perfect. Yo, amazing. But this one is more for the artists and producers. First of all, thank you for being here and speaking. It's good to hear producers speak.
Appreciate
myself, Joe here, Mr. DJ, we're talking to producers all the time, and it's hard to get a lot of words out of you guys. And we don't fully understand culture and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good to hear you guys speak. Just looking at you guys, we talk about fashion and influences and stuff like that. I wanted to know what your influences were with that kind of thing today as well. You guys look like you could be from London or from Manchester or from some hoods out here, like Ghazi and the ends, what we call it over here, is very similar. So yeah, what are the influences there? And with music, if there's anything, if it was UK, I want to hear it, but if it was America as well, what you guys' early influences? Because the stuff looks so worldly, so black, so you guys could be from so many places. So yeah, what were your sort of influences?
We can go with Z first.
Shakes can start.
I'd say anywhere in the world, it depends on who you are. Like for me, example, I'd say some of the UK fashion I love, like the tracksuits, roadman, the sneakers.
Come on.
Yeah, so yeah, it depends on who you are. Like for me, example, I love sneakers, so kind of fits. Also like the tracksuits, so, and then US Nyana, you know, the caps, baggy pants, but it's a mixture, depends on who you are, what style you like, so there's no boundaries, I believe. So yeah, if you like it, you wear it.
What kind of, yo, English.
Remember, that's not our language, bro. That's not our language. So just say it the way you feel.
No, what I can say is that my stylist is Shakes, so
Talk.
I'm inspired by Shakes most of the times. Yeah, that's all I can say.
So, like Zeus said, it's hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really like specify where the inspiration of the fashion comes from. But if I see something nice, I just like, take it and, buy it, wear it, because like it looks dope. But I wouldn't really like specify what's really the inspiration behind what the fashion, like what my fashion is or my fashion sense is or what I prefer. So yeah.
And to the lady?
Yeah, UK did play a huge role, sir. Because, I mean, obviously we're coming to UK, we must, incorporate some of the UK culture as well as incorporating with who we truly are. So it's a good collaboration as well. But I think hip-hop has played a very huge role because, the ice is important, the drip is important. Yeah, but the UK did play a role in how we style the whole tour as a whole. Because, I mean, we are coming to the UK and would want to feel welcome and, be relatable. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Sir, did we answer your question correctly?
So the music. Now talk about the music. Yeah.
So please repeat your music
No,
question.
it's the same question. But he's now saying you've talked about fashion and your inspirations. What about music? Where do you get your inspirations from?
Is that the question?
I'm trying to, obviously, we're here in person. We don't get to see you all the time. So maybe give us something that you don't normally say music-wise. Who was an early influence? Yes, if it's UK, I would love to hear it. I know people would love to hear it. But yeah, like a big influence on you musically, who would you say, like early on? Because I know you guys, especially Shakes, he's saying it's me, it's just me, it's me all day. But, you know, who are the artists or producers, if they are the Caspers or the Ricky Rick, or is it someone else that comes to mind when I ask influence? Maybe, I don't know, Zee.
Zee, you want to take that?
These are church boys.
Eh?
Church boys.
Church boys.
Yes, like gospel inspired these guys.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest.
Especially me, I grew up playing keys. Like I started playing keys like since I was like 4 years old. So by 5 years old, I have been playing piano at church till to date. So I can say my music inspiration comes from gospel. Also my father. My father is my role model when it comes to music because he was listening to the likes of, I don't know if you know Dalom Kids, like old music, Dalom Kids, Splash, about the quieter music, house music also. Yeah, that my inspiration comes from there.
And my inspiration comes from the likes of the late Jay Dilla.
Hip hop.
Yeah, like I just love the neo soul and the lo-fi type chords and, you know, soulful. I really hope my versatility can get to that point at some stage. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, that's where I get my inspiration from. And also from my dad, because he used to play me jazz and house music all the time, but I never used to understand the jazz. But as of now, like, actually, it's really playing like a very big role right now because I love jazz now, and I feel like maybe I've grown enough to understand the sound. So yeah.
With me, I don't think I have much inspiration, honestly, to be honest with you, because most of the songs that I've also done have just been freestyles, you understand? So it goes on like what was happening in the studio. For example, the La Moshka, these guys wanted me to drink again. You see, so there's no inspiration whatsoever, to be honest. It's just freestyles. But I mean, I'd love to commend the late Brenda Fassie. I think she played a
That's a round of applause.
Yeah, only her.
Yeah. Wait, that's enough. Yes. Brenda Fassie, that's enough inspiration. I'll take one last question. The lady sitting next to the proud Nigerian who identified himself. So do you have the microphone?
Yeah, I do.
Please. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Keisha. I'm from Manchester. Thank you so much. The discussion's been really interesting. And I was really glad to hear from the beginning that you were talking about this as a culture. And I know so far we've talked about music, dance, fashion. I just want to know, you know, if we think about hip hop, which we've mentioned as well, as a comparative culture, what are the other things that you would say define this culture? Are there foods? Are there sports? Are there books? Are there politics? Like, what are the other markers that shape this culture? I'm just really interested to know about that.
Yo, Jalos is a sport.
Yeah, I'd say like the venues, the platform,
Like are there actual spots, like places, like the way that you would listen to a hip hop artist and they'd shout out certain cities and areas and things. So like, what are those things that...
So, like I said, Amapiano is a culture, and to some extent it's a religion. because every Monday you have to go to Njalo's. Like, you have to be at Magome Njalo at every Monday in Soweto. Like, if you're not there, it's actually weird. It's actually weird. If you're not in Njalo's on a Monday as a South African, like, what are you doing with yourself? And you have to be at Shop to Shop on a Tuesday, and you have to be at like Zenzo on a Wednesday, and you have to be at Melville on a Thursday, and you have to be at Zone 6 on a Friday. So Amapiano, bro, I'm talking so much I even forgot the actual question. But to answer it holistically, bro, those are the spots and things you need to do to make sure that you're a part of the culture. And that you're in it and that you feel that you're living it. So, yeah, those are the things I'd say that tie it down to like it being a lifestyle and a culture. Like the fact that these things are happening every Monday. If you check South African's IG story now, there's a room filled with like 1,000+ people singing "Going Home" as if it is a religion, you know. So yeah, I guess I'll answer it to that far.
And I'll say something that nobody has mentioned, which you have to take huge credit for. The DJ playing with a bunch of people around them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Having an amazing time. That is Amapiano.
Yeah, that is Amapiano. Okay.
And I'll tell you this. Let me give you a secret in this room. Nobody else knows this, right? Apart from us. So DJ Tunes, who plays, is the music, is superstar producer and music head that works with Wizkid. He wanted to put a party together in London for the first time. And Wizkid said to him, you know, I would like for you to put a party together like the way Maporisa does it, where he has the stage, people can come, so we can come and party with you. I don't want to be in the crowd. I want to be with you, but I don't want it to be in a way where there's a spotlight on me. So we could be 20, 30, the same way Maporisa does it. If you do that, I'll come party with you. And in November, DJ Tunes, he's selling out the Coco for the 5th time, doing exactly what Wizkid asked. And he was specific about the Amapiano style. So please, a round of applause. If there's no DJ partying with a bunch of people, then he ain't Amapiano.
It's not.
Listen, I'd love to take your question, but I'll tell you this. They are around for the mixer session, so at least you can get to take pictures with them, have conversations with them. I didn't want us to spend too much time here, so everybody can really get to know them a little bit. A big round of applause to the superstars, Zeus, Shakes and Les, Biza, and the incredible Zee. Shout out to King of Amapiano, Rap Academy, and Pi Radio. I've been Adesope. Thank you very much for having us. And please stick around whilst we mix with the superstars here, especially the money man. Ask him for some money. Make sure. Thank you, guys.
Shout out.